Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. In my last video we worked on this read employee feature where we were able to get the data from database and read it. Today we'll be working on create employee, delete and update employee feature. Let's get started. Right now there is nothing inside our create employee, so let's create a form where we can pass the data. Okay. I'm going to use input. Type is text. Name is going to be name. Okay, that's it for now. Let's copy this. Okay, let's save it and let's add a button. Type of button will be submit and form is going to be on submit. It's going to be and I'll create. Let's copy this and create a function. This is a function. Okay, is equals to a function and okay, don't prevent default and okay. Now what happens if we type something over here? We need to manage the state of everything. What will be the initial value of these input forms? So let's do const and let's destructure name, set name, and we're going to use state and let's leave it blank because when we create it for the first time the input field should be blank. Okay, now the next thing we'd like to do is what happens when you change input. So on change handle name change. Here on change will be handle email change. Okay, so here, let's actually create a function here. One line is enough. And what happens when we oops, sorry about that. It's going to be handle email change and handle name change. Okay, once things get changed, we are going to set the state. We're going to set email. So let's copy this. It's for the email. So, and we're going to set this with the e.target.value. And here set name is going to be e.target.value. That's it. So whatever is inside the value of input field will be the value of name using this set name. That's all. Now if you go down just a little bit, I think this is all you need. And what happens when you click on handle create? Now go to your employee API and let's create an endpoint to, just like read employees, we're going to create an endpoint for create employees. Okay, so put a comma here and let's type create employee, and it's a builder.mutation this time, not query. Okay, and here is pass. It's going to be different than the read employees, but it's easier. Okay, so in query you're going to pass initial data. It can be, you can pass anything, you can just name it like a book or employee, but I'm going to put initial data. So we're going to have URL here, and the URL is going to be /employee, comma, and the next thing you'll have is method, and our method to create an employee is going to be post, and the last thing will be body, what we will be sending, and we're going to send this initial data. Let's copy this and spread operator, paste this, and let's save it. And the other thing that we will be adding after query, it only has two parameters, query and invalidate tags, invalidates tags. Okay, here you are going to return type employee and the angle bracket twice, a curly bracket inside this. Okay, and ID is going to be list, and let's save it. So it basically means the type is employee and ID is going to be list. So it's going to give us the list, not the, it's not going to invalidate specific ID. It's going to invalidate all the entire list. That's all. And this is all we need to do with create employee. So it's a mutation, and this is the endpoint. Now go down just a little bit and add this here. So you just type use, and you will be able to have access to use oops, okay, I think it's because I did not put comma over here, so intelligence stopped working. So use, so here you go, we are able to get access to this. Now let's copy this and go to create employee, and let's call this here, let's call this all the way on top. Okay, so const angle bracket and paste this, put a comma and put a curly braces after that, and let's paste this here, not this over here, sorry, it's going to be this here, go down this, let's copy this. We're going to add endpoint over here. Okay, and here we're going to add is success, is delete, is error. For now we're just going to add is success. Okay, and let's do is success. So let's rename it to employee add success. That's all. Now once we create, we want it to, once we create some, once we add a data, we want it to navigate to read employees page. So let's import use navigate. Okay, and let's const okay, so now we can use this navigate also. Okay, okay, now what happens is that it is going to when it clicks on handle create, it's going to call this function. So let's copy this and let's paste it here, and inside this function we're going to pass name and email. Okay, and let's save it. So this name and email, you can copy it, and instead of initial data you can also put like name and email like this, or like this. Okay, you can do either. Okay, now it's passing. So if post method gets is a success, then let's add a use effect here, and it's a function, and in here we're going to put brackets, and inside if is employee add success, if adding or creating an employee is a success, then we're going to basically empty these fields. So go here, type paste, set email is also going to be empty. Okay, and we are going to navigate to slash read employees. I think it needs these commas. Okay, and here inside this requires, let's copy this, and it also requires navigate. Okay, and now let's save it. It says we have some error here, so okay, use create employee mutation is not defined. Okay, so let's okay, let's see if it works. Create employee. Okay, just gonna put and okay, let's click on create. Let's remove everything and see. Okay, it was able to go redirect itself to this page, but okay, it is actually created. Okay, let's try to add one. Okay, let's click on create. Yeah, it was actually able to add data. Now what if you want to delete this record? So let's write code to delete employee. Okay, so after create employee, let's put a comma here and delete employee, and it's builder dot mutation, not query, always mutation. Query is just for reading. Okay, so in query, so inside query, to delete an employee, we're only going to pass an ID. Okay, we don't need anything, we don't need the body name or email address. So okay, URL is going to be slash employee slash ID, and let's use this. Okay, and the next thing is method, and the method is going to be put, and body is going to be just an ID. Okay, now what it wants us to do is, so after query we're going to add invalidate tags, and in here we're not going to invalidate the entire data, we're just going to invalidate refresh the cache for that specific ID. We don't want to refresh cache, entire cache every time. So let's do result type is employee, and ID is going to be arg.id. Okay, and let's save it. Okay, now after we have completed this, you are going to use this delete employee over here to create a hook. So put a comma and type just type use, and this will come out automatically. Let's copy this and inside read employees itself, because we're going to do delete function, delete feature over here. So const oops, not this one, in this one, I'm sorry, let's here this one. So on delete, so on click handle delete, let's copy and create a function for this. So const handle delete is a function with a fat arrow, and in okay, now we're going to use this. So let's copy this, and in here we're going to add a function which is delete function that we just created. Let's copy this over here, let's paste it, and the other thing we'd like to add is success, which is going to be we're renaming it to delete Okay, now we are allowed to use this. Let's copy this, and after this let's paste it, and let's just pass an ID. So the ID is going to be this empid.id. Okay, and let's save it. Okay, there is a, okay, it's saying we have not imported this function, so let's import. Okay, okay, other errors also. Okay, export 65. Okay, it's weird. Imported as use was not found in. Okay, let's go to, let's save it. Now it should work. Okay, now it's going to go to that function and work on it, and after, if it is a success, we need to create a use effect here again. So I'm just wondering if we need to use this use effect or not. Let's just use it anyway. So is delete success and navigate. Let's import use navigate. Let's save it. Okay, inside this use effect, if is delete success, then we're going to navigate to /read employees, and that's it. Let's save it. Let's see if this works or not. Okay. Okay, now let's delete the first one, and it doesn't delete. What happens? Okay, let's see in our, this is undefined. Okay. Okay, let's go here and see what's going on. Oh, not. Let's copy this. It's not empid, it's just an ID which helped us get the details of that employee. So let's do that one more time. Let's go to our networks tab and see what's going on. So it was actually deleted. It's weird. Okay, it's weird. It's not working. Let me check if I am able to delete this record number 22 on our employee slash 22. And oh, I also want to make sure that in our API slice, oh, instead of put, I had to use delete, not put. So let's save it and let's try it one more time if this works or not. Okay. Okay, looks like it's working. Okay, we have nothing now. Let's just add something. Okay. Since our create and delete works, let's work on our edit part. This one is quite tricky, but I'm sure we'll be able to complete this in this video. So builder dot mutation query is going to be builder dot query is not going to be that, it's going to be, sorry, ID, name and email. This is going to be the query, and let's do URL. It's going to be this slash employee slash ID. Okay, comma, method is going to be put this time, not delete. Okay, and body is going to be, we're going to pass name and email, and invalidate tag will be, let's copy this. We're not going to invalidate everything, just the record that was updated. Let's save it, and let's use this to create a hook down over here. And let's save it. Okay, now let's click on this update employee, and let's create a form. It's going to be quite similar to this create employee form, so why not we just use this. Let's copy this, and let's paste it. So step handle create update, okay. Now, so the other thing it requires is the value, and we need to create one. I know that. Okay, let's save it. Now let's create a use state, and let's copy this and paste the navigate also. and okay, let's copy this and let's paste it here. Okay, name is going to be, okay, so we're going to extract the name and email of that specific user. So when you click on update of, okay, there is error going on, so we can't even see our previous data, but we are going to okay, let's import something called use params. So this is going to help us get the parameters. So if you click on app.js and see here in update employee, if you click, you're going to click on that ID, and it's in the path, it's going to pass an ID which acts like a parameter, params. So this ID will be extracted using this function. So to do that, const ID, okay, that's it. This will give us the ID, and let's import select employee by ID. Okay, now let's use this use selector to pass the state such that select employee by ID, and we're going to pass state and ID. So state, and this ID will be the one that we just extracted from params. So let's Control X and let's paste it below ID, because we need to have access to the ID. Okay, so it's going to give us that specific record data of that specific record. And now we're going to use this employee. So use state will be dot name, and here it's going to employee dot email, and let's save it. And now let's see what's down. Okay, we can type these manually. Okay, now let's see if there is an error. Let's see what it is about. Email is not defined. So it says this email is not defined. Probably because if you see this email, it's uppercase. Its E is in uppercase, and name is also in uppercase. So what happens if we do that? And let's save it. Oh, let's go here and see what's the error. Okay, on update employee, use state is not defined. Okay, and handle update is not defined. Okay, let's import. And also import use effect. And it is also giving us the error that, let's copy this and let's define this also. Const is a function Let's put an event here. Let's save it. Okay, what happens if you click on edit? Okay, delete works. Oh, sure, because sure it doesn't work because we haven't. So if you go in employee, you have to create a handle edit here. Let's save it. Let's copy it and so once we get this handle edit, let's actually, so we have the ID, so it's employee.id. So let's copy this employee and okay, and okay, let's save it. So once the navigation gets the route ID, it's going to take you to employee update. Okay, let's see if this works or not. So click on edit. It was able to get us to this 29's edit. So and the data is also correct. The only new thing that we did was this small cased n was changed to uppercase N. To fix this issue, let's go to our employee API slice and fix it here on our transform response. So exactly like an ID, let's copy this. We are going to transform the response of name and email to and let's save it. Now let's go to our update employee and let's just put this to normal N and normal E and let's save it. Let's see if our response changes or not. Okay, read employees. Okay, so we are okay with this, whatever we did right now. And now let's work on our handle update feature. So in handle update, let's go to employee API slice, go down just a little bit, and let's copy this function and let's bring it here. Const angle bracket and it's a function and it did automatically import itself. Now let's paste the function and let's add is success. Let's rename it to is edit success. Now we are allowed to use this function down and here we are going to pass three things: ID as ID and name and email. Okay, so I'm just gonna make sure if this ID is correct or not. So ID is going to be employee.id, and this is going over there. And let's create a use effect. It's a function inside a function, and is edit success and navigate will be here. And if edit success, then we're going to navigate to slash read employees. Okay, and also we will be clearing the fields. So clearing the fields means so once you type everything and click on create, these fields should be blank again. So that's what we are doing here manually. I'm here. Okay, set email is going to be blank, and copy this is also going to be blank. Let's save it. Okay, let's see this one more time. Okay, now let's read employee. Let's create few employee. Okay, okay, now let's try to update name one. And let's click on update, but before that let's clear everything to see. Okay, if you see, okay, it's because of GOLANG. That's what I was working on this. So okay, sorry about that. Let's copy this and let's paste it and save it. Let's give it a few seconds. Okay, it's not ready yet. Okay, it is ready yet. Ready, employee. Okay. Okay, this is correct. Now let's try to go to our browser and read employee. Let's edit. Okay, it is actually updating, but just updated. Okay, let's click on update, and what happens, let's see. So name is updated, and this is actually passing the correct record, but it's not working because, let me show you something. If you click on Redux and see, okay, so you click on read employee, here's read employee action dispatched. So if you click on delete, so delete was dispatched, it deleted and just got removed. So click on edit, it's not dispatching anything, right? So if you click on update, so it's gone. It's because you need to manually dispatch. Once you click on update, you need to manually dispatch few things. So let's do like this. Inside our features, let's add a folder named auth, and inside auth let's add a file, not a folder, just need a file, prefetch.js. Okay, in here we're going to copy and paste something. Okay, let's copy and let's paste it here, and we're going to bring, since this is a component, we're going to add this inside our app.js. And we're going to add prefetch just on top of our employee feature. So let's do it like this. Okay, now let's import prefetch here. Oh, it already did import it itself. And let's go to our prefetch and change few things. I think that is all. I don't need to change a lot of things here. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, let's go here and see in prefetch.js. Let's go here and see inside our prefetch.js and employee API slice dot endpoints read employees. Okay, let's import employee API slice. Okay, looks like it's working now. Okay, read employee, edit. To update it. Now let's click on update. So it was able to update, so that now we know it works. So now let's create one more, name to be updated. Okay, let's create it and let's click on edit and let's just create it, update it and update it. Let's click on update and it's actually working. Alright, thank you very much for watching.